Hi, everybody. We're back. We're going to do properties in Algebra 1. This is the property section, and we're going to look at the distributive property. I haven't looked at any of the problems yet, so I'm not sure how they're going to apply it, but here it goes. Distributive property, and we'll see how they apply it. We're supposed to distribute the 3 to both parts, so it's going to give us, let's write it out, it's going to be 6 plus 27g. All we did is multiply the 3 times both the parts. Let's see what else we got to do. Well, we're going to distribute the 3. And we're going to get 9. We have to multiply it by both parts, 24 and oh, we're factoring. So this is the opposite of distributing. So you basically have to take out the common factor from both terms. We have a 7r plus 14. And the opposite of distributing is to say what number comes outside, that's the common factor, and what number or what needs to be inside the parentheses to make it true. And so this is called factoring. And we end up with 7 parentheses r plus 2. Don't forget when we're doing subtraction, you have to remember to put in the spaces. This one you have to distribute. We've got 6 plus 2r. Oh, sorry, 6 plus 2x. And we're going to distribute the 4. Now it can be distributed from either side. Realize that, because of the commutative property, 6k plus 1 times 4 is the same as 4 times 6k plus 1. That's because of the commutative property multiplication. The distributive property says that we can distribute like so. So clearly we can distribute the same in the opposite direction. So that's going to be 24k plus 4. And we need to factor out the common factor. And you need to think about what's common between 36 and 30. You take the 6 out. And when you take the 6 out, it's outside the parentheses. Inside, we have 6c plus 5. And all I did was divide out the 6 out of both terms. This is factoring. This one we're going to distribute. We're going to get 12p plus 3. And come on. We're going to factor out the 10. So we're going to have 10 outside the parentheses. And inside, we're going to have 4c plus 5. Now you could factor something smaller out, but generally the idea is to get the common factor out. This is going to be, or the greatest common factor rather. It's going to be 28g plus 7, of course. I'm just multiplying both terms by the 7. It doesn't matter if it is in front or in behind. This one we're going to take out the 9, it looks like, and we are going to factor out the common factor, which is 9. And we're left with inside, we have 8r minus 3s. And this time, we don't want to forget to put in the spaces. So otherwise, it'll think we're multiplying them. So 9 times 8 is 72r, and the 9 times the 3s gives us our 27s. And one more to proficiency, it looks like. We have a 72 and a 40. 4 definitely goes into 72. 8 goes into both of those. And so we're going to factor out the common factor, 8. And inside the parentheses, we're going to have 9u minus, need a space, 5. And it's a good idea to just double check it. 8 times 9u is 72u, and 8 times 5 is 40. If there's any common factors for the 9 and the 5, then I would try something else, but clearly they don't have any common factors. They are considered to be prime numbers, in fact, well, relatively prime anyway. We're going to take out the 5, so we have a 5 with a 3v inside, and another space again for that subtraction, and it looks like we've got a 2w, huh? And both of those 2 and 3 are prime, and there is nothing else to do. And we are going to undistribute the 2. We are going to factor it out. And we're going to have a q minus 6 inside the parentheses. And we're going to factor out the 10. So factoring out the 10 gives us 8a plus 7b. Now, I said something earlier, and I said that we're looking for relatively prime numbers. Notice that 7 is a prime, but 8 is not. But when we say they're relatively prime, it means that they have no factors in common, and they certainly don't. The only factor for 8 is 2 and 4 and 8. So that's it. A couple more. 48 and 18, we're going to factor out the 2. Oh, actually a 6 comes out, and that's the biggest factor we can take out, it looks like. So when we factor out the 6, we're going to have 6, and 48 gives us 8b minus 3. Now, a lot of people are going to wonder whether there's a bigger factor. Of course there isn't, because 3 is not a factor of 8, so we're done. This one we're going to take out the 2. That's the only common factor. So we take out the 2, and inside we've got 3r plus 7s. And that's it. And we factor out a 4 in this case, it looks like. We have an 8r plus 3. And we're going to factor out the 10. Got a 9w minus 2x. Don't forget the space on that subtraction. It'll really mess you up. And that will give us a 90w minus 20x. We're getting there. Looks like we need to take out a 2. I have a 7w plus 8. You don't have to worry about the space with this, with the addition sign, just with the subtraction. And we're getting there. We're almost done. All right. In this case, we're going to factor this whole thing. It looks like 56 is 8 times 7, so it looks like 8 is the common factor. And we've got 3 things going there. We've got a 7r, and don't forget to put the space in your minuses. We've got a 4s, and then we have a minus 4. And if we distribute the 8, we are going to have the 56r, the minus 32s, minus 32. In this one, we're going to take out the 4. So we take out the 4 out of all 3 terms, and we have a 7y. Don't forget the space, minus z, minus 5, and it distributes correctly. We're almost there. I don't know why I'm wearing my mask. Nobody's here. All right, I guess I'm in effigy for Mr. Trump. Oh wait, he's not dead yet, darn it. So we have a 9 and parentheses. We have a u, don't forget the space. And we have v, And do we have a 9W? Make sure you distribute, make sure it actually works. 9 times U, 9 times negative 9V, and an 81W. Yep. We're almost done. Yay! I'm so used to seeing myself with a mask, I forgot that I didn't have to wear one today for this part anyway. Write your answer. Okay, so we are going to factor out the 10, it looks like. So factor out the 10. And we have 3 factors. We've got an 8Q plus R. And don't forget the space for your subtraction. It looks like a -5. Distribute it, and it looks good. Oh, a few more. Oh, man, they're really making me work for this one. Okay. There are no common terms, so we have to factor out the 4 out of everything. It's a common factor. We've got a 5U, and we've got AV, and we've got a 9W, and we've got, I actually didn't have to put the space, but I'm going to try it with the space, just see what happens, and the 6. I'm used to spacing the subtraction out, so I'm going to see what happens if I space out the addition as well. And it looks like I factored out the 4, so it looks good. Now we're going to factor out, this time it looks like a 2, nope, a 6. Take out the 6, and we've got a 6P and a 3Q and a 7R. And I factored a 6 out of every term, and I have and in this one, we have no common no common terms that we can add together. And it looks like we have a 4 for sure. Not a 16, but an 8. An 8 will work. An 8 is the common factor. Now, if I had tried 4 and I noticed that I had an even number in every case, then I'd have to start all over again. But anyway, 8 is my common factor. I've got a 2P plus an A2Q minus a 7R and plus 8. Looks like if I multiply 8 times all those factors, or all those terms rather, I get them. Looks good. And maybe one more, maybe 2, hopefully 1. Looks like we can take out a 5. Can't take a 10 this time. The 5 is the common factor, and we've got a 2x plus, oh, no, we don't. Yeah, we do. A 4y, then a minus, looks like a 5z, huh? And if we distribute the 5, we get the right answer. And we have 1 more to go. You're going to get our last one. All right, take out that 10 and we're done. So we factor out the common factor, the 10. They really want to make sure you get good at this. So I get a little bored because it's too easy for me, but hopefully by the end, you guys, this is too easy for you too. That's the whole point to the exercise, is to make it easy for you. 2z it looks like, and then a -3. I'm going to double check because it is my last one. 60x minus 10y. Oh, there's a problem. See that? I forgot my space in my 2z. Minus 20z, and I forgot my space on my -3. I don't know whether it'll work or not. It might, but there it is. 20z minus 30, and it looks good now. And we're done. Hope you all had a little more fun than I did. It was a little bit lengthy, actually, but good practice. So keep practicing, get good at this stuff. I promise it'll be worth it.